exactly how to start your career in Java. So about learning programming, learning Java, and answering all your questions about this programming language. We are thrilled that you are with us today. My name is Paulina Brudka. With me is Marek Wiśniewski,
Hi.
and he is an experienced Java developer, and he will be speaking mostly today. However, this is the space where you can ask your questions. We will be talking about various things. For example, what are the basics of Java programming and how can they be learned quickly and efficiently? I guess that this is one of the most important topics for today for you, all the participants. We will be also talking about the best ways to start career in Java and about the skills that are needed to succeed, about the most important programming concepts in Java, the common challenges that the beginners face when learning. And at the end, we will have this Q&A session for you to get all the answers. We are FutureCalls, which is a programming school with an innovative technique and methodology of teaching and learning with a wide variety of courses, including Java developer course. In the meantime, during our webinar, I will show you where to find more information about this course, and of course, more about FutureCalls, which is a programming school. Let me introduce the concept of our school. As I previously said, we will be teaching you, for example, Java, but not only. We also let you learn English in IT with our with Eclectica. We will also give you career counseling, a flexible and accessible learning method via our platform, individual approach. During the course, you will be able to consult with our mentors who are very experienced instructors and developers. And during this consultation, you will have this time to not only talk, but also to get more and more information required. And also, at the end of the course, we will help you find a job and start a career in IT. With me is Marek Wiśniewski, who will be speaking more about Java, who is an instructor during our courses. And in, I think, 5 minutes, I will let him speak. But before we start, and during the time when everyone is gathering here, because I think that we are waiting for some people, let me show you some basic information about the Java developer course. Because if you are interested in learning with us after this webinar, you feel invited to start learning with us. For example, during the first course on the 22nd of May, this course will last 25 weeks, and more information will be available soon. I will show you the button to click to get more information about that. In the price of the course, there are included also services helping you find the first job in IT, as of course Java developer. And if you decide to get on the IT job program, you can get a lot more than the basic help. So, for example, also individual consultations, job interview, technical interview with our mentor, 3-month support, dedicated job offers, sharing your CV with our partners. So a full package of support in finding your new job. Let me also show you our platform, because if you decide to join our course, you will also learn on our platform, which you can see right here. Here you will find training materials, join the live lessons and consultations with our mentors, because we are teaching you online and live. You can write on chat, talk to your peers, other students, watch recording of classes. And in the meantime, I want to say also that this meeting is being recorded, so you will be able to watch it later on YouTube. And you will be able also to submit assignments for checking during the bootcamp course, however you want to call it. Feel invited to learn more about FutureCalls and our all-in-one platform and our high quality courses with one-on-one consultations with mentors, live lessons, practical tasks. The courses are 100% online. We also offer you recruitment support, experienced mentors like Marek, who will be talking in a minute, and we will help you find the first job in the profession of your choice. Also, we will support you in learning English in IT. I think that these are the most important informations about FutureCalls and our courses. Now we will be speaking about Java. As you may already know, learning Java can be a very smart career move for everyone who is interested in software development or programming in general. Java is a widely used programming language that has been around for over 25 years and is still in high demand today. It is used to build a wide range of applications, including web, mobile, and desktop applications, and more and more and more. I hope that Marek will tell us more about that. Let me go to Marek, who is the most important person today. Marku, can you give us maybe some basic information about you as a developer?
Okay, so my name is Marek Wiśniewski, and I'm working as Java developer with 5-year experience. Actually, I'm working to the BNP Paribas Bank, and I'm also really like to teach some other people. I have 5 years experience as a Java trainer. In the beginning, I was teaching kids, but next I was switched to teaching adults, which is more challenging than kids, and I really enjoy it. So, welcome to the webinar. I hope you are ready and hear me well, and let's start. So, first topic about the basic of the Java programming and how you can learn quickly and efficiently the Java. So, first you have to install Java and install the development environment. So I can show you how it looks. I can share my screen for a moment.
And in the meantime, let me just say that if you have any questions during the presentation, please write them in the chat. I will read them aloud to Marek, because this is the place where you can get all your answers. Marek, maybe when you are showing us this way to download Java, tell us why is it worth to start with Java?
So Java is a really interesting language, and the most advantage of the Java is that Java is working on every platform. You can write the code to the mobile phones, for the tablets, for the desktop. Nowadays, writing desktop programs is really rare because most front end are on your web browser, but you can, if you want, for example, in the Swing old technology called Swing, you can write the desktop application. And Java also can connect with the database. You can create the login to the application and do some transactions. It's a very powerful language, but it's the best to writing the business application, not from games. It's not popular to write games in Java. If you want to be game game developer, you should choose some other language like C++ or some other languages. But Java is the best for the desktop business application.
Also, as I've read recently, Java is a very high demand language. So there is a lot of jobs in IT for Java developers. Do you agree, Marek?
Yes, of course, I agree. There's a lot of opportunities to work in the Java.
Mhm. And also, Java has a large and active community of developers who are constantly working to improve the language and create new tools and libraries, which is, I think, a very important thing, so that you can be sure that if you choose to become the Java developer, the jobs will be there because
Yes.
all the people are working for the Java to be in use, right?
Yes, of course. And what's more, if you are programming in popular language, the big community can help you when you have some troubles, some problems, or you want to search some interesting libraries. For example, you can go to the Maven repository and search what you want and put it to your project. So you can really fast write your programs.
Mhm. Okay, so I'm sorry for stopping you in presentation, but we have the first question from the
Okay.
participant. Can you please tell us why we should learn Java and not maybe Scala or Kotlin? I've heard that Java developers are switching to those two languages because Java is not evolving a lot nowadays and lacks of a lot of modern programming languages features. Is it true? What is your opinion on that matter?
Okay, it's a very good question because a lot of programmers are switching to the Kotlin. Even in my job, my friends are switching to Kotlin. I can tell the Kotlin is kind of simplified Java. But all of this, the Java, the Kotlin, and the Scala are compiling to the same machine code. So we can tell that is really similar. And if you will know Java, you can easily switch to the Kotlin if you want, to the Scala if you want. It's not problem. Kotlin is very popular to write programs to the Android operation system.
But there is no need to change your language from Java to Scala or Kotlin because of the supposed not evolving of the language.
Yes, you don't have to switch if you don't want to do it, but if you want, it's not a problem because the language syntax is very similar.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so continue with your presentation, please.
Okay, so first, if you want to become the programmer of the Java, you have to download the Java. You have some really the newest version is JDK 20, but I think the best is JDK 70. You can download for the Windows or for Linux or for Mac OS. And installing this is very simple, just clicking next, next, next on the default settings and no problem. Uh, Next, you have to install the developer tools. Most popular developer tools are IntelliJ IDEA. So I can show you how it looks. It's very good program which is helping us to create code. You can download free version just for the training, or you can download the full version. But full version is paid. But in my opinion, in the beginning, you don't see the difference. So free version is, of course, enough. And then we can create the new project. Just write down the name of the project. So we can, for example, my project language. Oh, and look what we have about the last question. We have Java and we have Kotlin. So it's very similar, and we can switching it like this. But I will show the Java because this webinar is about the Java, and the bootcamp is also about Java. Build system, I can choose IntelliJ. The JDK is the version of Java. Is the Oracle. This is the thing that you download from there, from Oracle website. This is just building tools. I can use the 11. It don't have matter right now. And the IntelliJ are creating the project for us. Everything is doing automatically. And we have the main class, the main file. I will later describe what does mean class. It's just a file for this moment. And we have printing some information. We can test it. So let's run this application. Just clicking on this play button and run. And that's all. Everything is working perfectly. So this is our first program. And now we can start to learn more about the Java. So really important thing is learn language Java syntax of the Java language, because then we can creating the applications and writing down the code. And what we can do in the code, in this code we can create some variables which can store some values. Also we can create arrays of the variables, and of the next of the basic things in Java are conditional statements, just the if. Then we can learn the loops to do some operation repeatedly, and then methods. And after we can jump into the object orientation programming, but we will talk about it later on this webinar. Object-oriented programming is some most hard thing, but we will talk about it later. And when we know some basic of the language Java syntax, we can writing down our own programs. So how to learn it? We can make it by the rule try, fail, learn, repeat. It's a quite good way to learn some new functions in the Java. We can also use the books. I have the book, for example, the .fat book, over 1,000 pages. So it's good way to learn the language, but it's a little hard, and you can spend much time on it. It's really tedious process learning Java from the book. You can also learn Java from the YouTube. There are many interesting tutorials, but I think the best way to learn Java is bootcamp with the mentor. of course, like in us, in our school, because the mentor can lead you to your goal which you want to reach. And also you can create your own application. Which is the best way to learn, creating your own application, making some fails, just like try, fail, learn, repeat. But when you fail, we have also individual consultation, which is a really good way to move over your problem if you happen that problem. Okay, so this about the basics of the Java and methods of the learning.
Marek, if I can interrupt you
Yeah.
about this project that you are speaking about, during the bootcamp, you will be making your first application, so the project, which also help you find your first job. This is very important because after finishing any bootcamp, you will be taken into recruitment processes, and one way to stand out from other applicants is to have a project to be shown to the right people, and a project about which you can talk and which you can explain what was your role in this project, what was it about. This may be a good opening in your interview, right?
Yes, of course. I just wanted to talk it about now because now I will jump into the chapter about starting career in Java. So yeah, exactly. You have to own your program, your application. You should grow up your portfolio on the website called GitHub. It's repository with your code. I can show you how it looks. The repository GitHub. I can share the screen. And this is the website with your programs. When you can store your own applications. For example, like mine, GitHub, mine portfolio, when I can store my programs, my projects. It's just account for this school. So there's the project from the bootcamp exactly here, invoicing system. So this is your repository, and you can send when you are applying for the job opportunity, you can send this link to show the recruiter your skills. Without portfolio on the GitHub or some similar platforms, it's really hard to get the job. And fortunately, we will create the application while our lessons, and you can put this application on the GitHub or some similar platform to show it when you will be applying for the job opportunities. Okay, so it's about the making own applications. This application invoicing system is really interesting because it's when we will create it, we will simulate working in the team. Like you will be working in the team in your future job. But it's really very interesting, and this application is connecting to the database, and there are some ways to connect with the database. We have the file database, we have the in-memory database, we have SQL database also. So it's really interesting.
And it's another skill to put on your CV, the skill of communicating and working in a team. This bootcamp was prepared in a way so that you can feel like you are working, and like you are working in the in your future work environment with other developers. So as you can see, it was very well taught, and during this course you will not only learn how to work, how to code, how to use GitHub, but also you will have the portfolio, which is very, very important. And Marek, I have a question for you. How did you start your career, or how did you learn programming?
Okay, I was started learning programming when I was in the school, just for fun. It was just my hobby. I don't even think this will be my job in the future because I was teenager, maybe not kid. I was teenager. It was that's my passion. I was programming in really old languages like Pascal, like Java, just for fun. And someday I was think why not try to make money on it. I was writing some programs or teaching also my friends in my school programming. And when I finished my school, I started studies. I will talk more about studies because it's a popular myth that you have to finish the studies if you want to do programming. It's not true. Maybe studies help you. If you have enough time, why not? You can go to the studies. Studying is sometimes funny, so why not? But I was studying on weekends, and in the week I was working like a junior developer.
Mhm. So it is not necessary to get a diploma, uh, just to have the skills, right, to get a job.
Yes, exactly. It's not necessary to get a diploma of the studies, so the skills are most important. You can apply for the job, spamming your CV, but if your CV is good, you can get some response, and then you can start like an intern or junior developer. I was starting like a junior developer.
Okay, so what were your responsibilities as a junior developer? The same as the regular developer, or was it something different about this position?
Of course, the different is way different because when I was the junior, mm, I haven't been the junior because I was just the guy who was thinking I can programming, so I wasn't be the junior. And to get the junior job, it was really hard because I was sending many CVs, but I fortunately have the portfolio on GitHub, and some boss of the small company. It was like small family company when was working about 4 or 5 persons. Uh, he gave me the job, but on the interview we was mostly talking about my GitHub.
Uh-huh.
He was asking me about my programs, so I want to prevent you to put about the putting program that are not yours into your GitHub. It's not good idea to put some other programs from the internet or friends program. You should create your own program and then put it to the GitHub.
Mhm. So instead of having your own programs, applications, projects on GitHub, what are the skills that the beginner Java developer should have? What areas of Java should you know before you start applying for job?
Mhm. So you have to know the analytical thinking because programming is mostly about thinking. Writing down code is maybe 10, maybe 20% of your time, but most your time in the job is thinking about the good techniques programming to write the optimized code, which is good because you can think about it while drinking coffee or while sitting with your friends in the chilling room. So it's I think big advantage of this job, but you have to had the analytical thinking skill. And how to measure it? I had the Excel rule. What does it mean? When you can write down some uh, comments in the Excel, just create the summary, multiplying, some conditionals in the Excel, you for sure will able to do the programming. And also, which is very important, it's knowledge of the English. But fortunately, I think everyone of you know English because we had the webinar in the English.
So the basic knowledge of English is around B2. It's like the Matura level in Poland, but the B2 level would be enough to land a job in IT, right?
Yes, B2 level is enough when you can read the documentation or tell something on the daily meeting. It's enough. But you can also learn English while you're working because talking in English is the best way to learn the language, the new language.
That's why we also help you by giving you access to English in IT course by Eclectica. Okay, so we talked about the best ways to start career in Java programming. We talked about the skills like the analytical thinking, but what about the most important programming concepts in Java, such as object-oriented programming or data structures? How can you learn them?
Okay, so object-oriented programming is kind of you can get the theory of this thing. The most important thing in object-oriented programming is that everything is the object. So we are mapping the real world to the object. We can create the classes. So we had in my project here in IntelliJ class. On the beginning, I just told is like file to just simplify it. But this is the class. So in the class, we can map real objects from the life. We can, for example, create the class person. Okay, misclick, refactory name person. And in this class, we can map things that person should have. So in all class we had the fields and the methods. We can create the field called, for example, name, which will be storing the name and surname. Also we can create the variable age, which will be storing our age, the age of this person, and also we can create the methods. So this was fields, and we can also create methods. For example, run method. So I'm running, for example, the walk method. And you know, the object-oriented programming is just mapping the real life, just to the objects like this, to the classes. So I think it's quite easy, but the most important thing is just to know that theory about it, how to create it, and then it will be really easy. Of course, in addition, we have inheritance and extending. It's like you can inheritance something from your parents, for example, money, for example, house, or car, or something like that things. Also in the Java, we can inheritance some fields or some methods from the parent class. We also have relation like in the real life, the parent and the child, and we can make inheritance using the keyword extend. Okay, what's more, we can create some interfaces in the Java, but we will learn about it while the lessons in the course. It's not hard, but it's just to simplify some things, but not today. Okay, the second really important thing in Java, but also in some other language, is the data structures. Data structures where you can store some values. You can, for example, create some arrays, some list. Also, you have collection called set, which is similar to the array or list, but it cannot you cannot put the duplicates in the set. What's more, we have the map collection, which can store the key and value. The data structures are not hard to learn, I think. We will talk about it while the course. And of course, this everything can be mastered while we will writing programs. So this course is divided to the 2 semesters. First is just basic knowledge of the language Java, but the second half of the course, it's way much interesting. And while this second half, we will create our own application and mastered our skills learned while first half. So it's about all about the object-oriented programming and data structures.
Mhm. So we can be sure that during the course in Future Colors, you will learn everything that is necessary to find the first job and to do the job well. You can go to this to our website, which is just one click away. You can push the button called here at the top of your screen. It's the red button, and you will go directly to the FutureCalls website to learn more about Java Developer Bootcamp. You can also see the curriculum of the course so that you can make sure you will learn everything that is needed. However, Marek, I just wanted to ask you also about the common challenges that beginners face when learning Java programming. You have some experience in teaching not only children, but definitely also adults. What are the challenges? What are the problems that the students are facing?
Okay, beginners are have more common problems. They sometimes don't know where to start when you want to start the new skill like programming. It's not exactly about programming, but when You maybe was learning how to drive the car and you sit first time on the driver's seat and what to do. You don't know. So it's a good way to have some master who can lead you to achieve the goal and show you how to start, where to start, what is good to learn in the beginning. Because when you start too much topics in one time, you will fail for sure, because it's impossible. And of course, the master can show you the most important things, just to not waste your time while teaching some not necessary skills or not necessary constructions or libraries, which is really don't need that. And the master can show you. And of course, a big problem with the beginner is when are you beginning the programming, when you will stuck with the problem and don't know how to repair or go through it. But the best thing I suppose is individual consultation with the mentor, when you can work in pair with the mentor. It's not the way the mentor will show you the ready answer. The good mentor should show you, should make you the thinking and working together with this problem. So not ready resolving, but resolving together the problem. And also one of the biggest problem, but not only for the beginners, even for the regulars or senior, is writing programs which is working, but writing these programs in wrong way. For example, not optimizing the programs or writing not secure programs. It sometimes happens in the companies. It is a big problem. Maybe it's more problem, I think, for the regulars, not for the beginners, because when you, for example, don't do properly some transaction in your own application, writing just for fun, nothing big will happen. But I think when you want to learn, the best way is learning in the correct way, not wrong way, because when you go to the work, you have to write safety and optimized programs.
And that is something that you can learn from your instructors during the boot camp, right?
Yes, of course.
Definitely. Marek, I just remembered that I wanted to say something about how to find out if you, a participant of this webinar, if you are ready to join IT, which path of career you should choose. Well, we have a tool for you, and in 1 minute I will share with you another button that you can click. It will be a link to a free aptitude test on our website, which is designed to evaluate your skills and competencies for a career in IT. So if you are unsure if Java is for you, or maybe you should become a UX designer, or maybe a Scrum Master, it all depends on your skills and abilities. So you can do it via our IT talent profile test. The test is absolutely free. You will receive the results by email. It will take you approximately 15 to 30 minutes to complete the test. And you should respond honestly, of course, even if you don't like the answer. And after solving this test, you will get into one of the 4 categories, and then you will have an answer, maybe let's call it an answer, in which way you should go if you want to work in IT, because IT is not only programming, as you probably know. There are also other professions, like for example UX designer that I mentioned before. You can also be a product owner, a scrum master. You can work as a tester. So by doing this free aptitude test, you will be one step further into discovering your future in IT. So I will just share with you this link so you can go and find out which way is the best for you. And I can see another question to you, Marek, from our participant. But
Okay.
I'm not sure if you have the answer, and that is okay. Do you think Kotlin is going to be used not only for mobile apps?
Yes, of course. I was told you can switch Java and Kotlin if you want. What's more, when we are creating big application in architecture called microservices, when you have a few application which is connected together, you can write one module in Kotlin, one module in Java. So also in the business application, you can use the Kotlin without problems.
Mhm. So, dear participants, if you have any more questions, please write them down on the chat, because we will be ending soon our webinar, and we want to know all the questions from you. And Marek, a question from me.
Yes.
What are the most rewarding aspects of working as a Java developer or as a programmer? Why is it fun for you to work in IT?
It's very fun to create something from the zero. You have the empty file and you are converting this file to a working application. It's very, very fun and very interesting. Also, you have the good paid job because salary of the programmer is high. You can get the job in the office, which is not working in the rain, for example, or something like that, on the street working, which sometimes could be really hard. So you have the really enjoy job, and also you can every day learn something new because programming is still learning some new technologies, some new versions of the Java. Now we have the version of the Java 20, but most popular is Java 70. So it grow up really, really fast. And still we have some new features. So for sure, you not will be bored in this job.
Yeah, definitely. So, is there anything, Marek, that you wanted to share and I didn't ask and our participant didn't ask, but you think is very important when starting to learn Java?
I think the most important thing is just to check if this is fun for you, if you enjoy it, if you like it, if you make hobby from the programming, you can get very funny, very good job and and get some very nice salary, but it's perfect when you like programming. But when you don't like it and have to force yourself to program, it's not good idea, I think.
Mhm. Yeah, so if you want to make sure that this is the right path for you, go to the free aptitude test, take it, make sure that you start on the right foot, and later I advise you to watch some more webinars from FutureCalls because we are making not only about Java. Yesterday we had a webinar on Python. Soon we will have many more, also in English. So if you are interested in other subjects, don't hesitate. Go to our website, watch some webinars, ask questions to our career consultants who may call you. You can write to us at contact@futurecallers.com. We can be in contact with you to help you find the best career path and the best bootcamp for you, of course. Yeah, I just wanted to show you once again that by choosing FutureCalls, you choose the safe option to learn everything that is important. You will learn on our web platform. Or you can get additional help in finding the first job, and the nearest bootcamp starts on the 22nd of May. So very soon, if you are ready, if you decide that this is the bootcamp that you want to join, feel invited. Contact us. Go to our website, and you can start with us your new career. Marek, we will be ending soon because I don't see any more questions from our participants. Is there anything that you can say at the end to invite the participants to start learning Java?
Okay, just you have to try yourself, because you will never know is that for you or not without trying it. So just try, look how it works, and then you can decide is that for you or not. But I think if you had the analytical thinking and you are passing my Excel rule, like I am describing it, when you can write some comments in the Excel, I think it may be very interesting for you.
Mm-hmm. Yes, so feel invited to try to Google more about Java and how to learn Java. Come to our bootcamp, start learning with us, and you will be safe to find a new job in IT. Thank you so much, Marek. It was a pleasure to meet you today. And thank you all the participants for staying with us and being with us here during this webinar. I hope we will see you soon on our bootcamp or maybe on another webinar. So have a great evening and see you soon. Bye.
Thanks for attention. Bye.
Bye.